Happy Slursday, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at this. That snare lick was written for a group called Onondaga Community College based in Syracuse, New York. I wrote that for their 2010 season. It was my first time writing for Independent Open, and so my first time writing open class vocabulary, and a lot of it kind of actually bordered on the world class realm. Come to find out a little bit later, I got probably a little too creative with some of the vocabulary. But luckily, it created a couple of really cool licks and some cool borrowed division things that I think are pretty useful to use in the activity. So the source material for the movement in which this snare feature resides in is a tune called By Accident by the group Liquid Tension Experiment. And Liquid Tension Experiment was essentially a side project by, I think, 3 of the members of Dream Theater. And if you haven't heard this tune before, I would encourage you to stop this video right now and check that out because it's a really cool tune. I can't play it on here for copyright reasons, but what I will do is talk a little bit about the main melodic material in that, because that's kind of crucial to how I constructed this snare phrase. So the interesting thing about this tune is that it has this sort of amorphous sort of pulse to it, and let me explain it here. So it has this sort of fast 3. You can hear it in sort of a fast 3 beat pulse, 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I have the melody here, so check it out right now. So one of the ways you can feel this is in the 3/4 time, which is the quarter note, 3 1 2 3, or you can feel it in the dotted quarter, which is essentially what the 6/8 time feels like. So take a listen to it now at the 6/8. So you can kind of see it's the same exact thing, but a different pulse or different feel. So I was able to take those layers and kind of construct this sort of cool snare feature where I can put emphasis on the dotted quarter if I wanted to, or put emphasis on the quarter note if I wanted to. So the main slurred part that we're going to look at is at the very end of that lick, and you could probably hear it in the original recording. But basically at the end of that lick, the entire ensemble has these 2 quarter notes. So ba-da-da-da-da-ba-ba. And I wanted to kind of have something that would add a little energy into those quarter notes. And so I kind of came up with this little bit of a lick here, which, like I said, comes from the emphasis of the dotted quarter. Okay, so if you look at that last measure, you essentially have what I would consider not a flam 5, it'd probably be I guess you could say it's a flam 7. Da-da-da-da-da. So that gets us through the first dotted quarter. And then over the next dotted quarter, we have this 9/6, which I know looks a little bit funky. But essentially what I've done is taken what would normally be if we didn't slur that, like I guess the traditional interpretation would be a 5-lit roll over the beat and a half. So instead of doing something like that, where we had that sort of digga 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 ba ba da, I wanted to kind of slur it, so it kind of had this smoother sort of like, I guess, sort of like jet stream type of motion into those last quarter notes. So that's kind of the idea behind that. It's cool to have like this quick roll rudiment kind of going right into that last full ensemble hit. So I thought it worked out pretty well, and why don't you take a listen how it sounds with the ensemble recording.